Tesla's quarter 1 earnings and seemingly bizarre behavior. This week, ending May 1st, 2020, has been some remarkable market action on the common stock of Tesla. No less remarkable, or even bizarre, has been the behavior of its founder, Elon Musk. Good morning, friends. This is Armen Harayan from torquenews.com, and I have a very interesting story contributed by our friend and a viewer, Terry Hurlbut, which I'm going to share with you. But in the meantime, please, I ask you to subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell, because today during the day I have several very interesting Tesla stories and stories about electric cars that are happening today, including what Warren Buffett thinks of Tesla CEO Elon Musk. And also please like this video to show your appreciation of Terry's works and of all the people who have helped us to chronicle Tesla and electric automotive sector at Torque News YouTube channel. Okay, so there is some good news. The good news was that Tesla turned a first quarter profit for the first time in its history. And it happened when the large investment houses, funds, and firms expected Tesla to lose money. How could this happen? Hadn't the company had to shut down every factory but one? Aren't they having difficulty building a factory in Germany known as Giga Berlin, territory that is arguably bureaucratically hostile? But that one factory in Shanghai is producing faster than any factory before. Indeed, that factory is expanding rapidly. The company tooled up another factory to produce ventilators to meet a critical need. And shortly before the shutdown, several Model Y units got into the hands of key YouTube influencers. Recall that Tesla does not advertise. They rely on social media influencers to talk up the company and its product line. And that talk has been almost uniformly favorable. But there is also some bad news. But during that now infamous earnings call that founder Elon Musk had with investors, Tesla CEO clearly lost his temper. "Whiskey Tango Foxtrot," he shouted, and this commentator quoted him loosely. "Fascism," he cried to describe the shutdown situation in California and some other states. He had thought to restart his Fremont factory, but then had to cancel that. So he described the continued stay-at-home regime as a form of house arrest, which other commentators, including this one, also believe the situation strongly resembles. "Give the American people their freedom," he finished, now sounding like the rebel slave Sink of Amistad fame in the trial of him and his companions before the United States Supreme Court, and also echoing this tweet on Twitter, which he was pinned: "Free America now." Is he deliberately downgrading Tesla stock? And yesterday, if you remember, I think 2 days ago, he tweeted this: "Tesla stock price is too high in my opinion." As a result, Tesla stock fell about $80 per share to $701.32 at week's close, but in after-hour trading, it was already climbing. After he left the tweet, he tweeted some lines from the first stanza of the Star-Spangled Banner, and also added this: "Rage, rage against the dying of the light consciousness," and then some other tweets, in which he declares he will now sell all his physical possessions, including his house. He is doing this, he says, because his girlfriend is angry with him. That begins to sound like someone preparing for a nasty divorce or para-divorce action. Hopefully he can keep his family. Such a man might divest himself into anything the family court could construe as community property. In fact, this morning on Monday, I saw that several news outlets reported that he has apparently posted 2 of his houses for sale. This sort of thing provokes investment advisors to advise not to buy a stock, as some have told this commentator directly. Elon Musk has behaved in this bizarre fashion before. He once talked on joint of marijuana at a news conference for one of his other companies, SpaceX. Not the sort of thing to inspire the confidence of a government agency, i.e. NASA, with a zero-tolerance policy toward recreational drugs and especially the hallucinators. And in this chart shows the short volume in Tesla has varied from 16 to 31% over the last 2 weeks. Tesla will likely always have its detractors. Until the day dawn when electric vehicles account for 50% or more of the vehicles on the road, and especially when they account consistently for 50% or more of each type. The fundamentals of Tesla. A decision to buy a stock and hold it depends on fundamentals, and the fundamentals of Tesla are stronger than ever. They burned a lot of cash last quarter and still turned a profit. Again, they did this when the investment press were asking how much will the stock lose per share. Designs of the future. Tesla clearly have the design of the future. In the few remaining cities with polluted skies, residents watch their skies clear completely, Los Angeles or nearly so New York City. Those residents will not want the gray haze to come back. Epidemiologists already noticed that these areas of the world seeing the highest mortality from a certain pathogen that shall remain nameless are the areas having the worst air population. Clearing that pollution will noticeably improve the health of the next generation or stop it from disimproving. Consumers and policymakers know this. Add to that the electric vehicles use their energy more efficiently, perform better, and cost less to maintain and recharge. True, Tesla isn't the only one making electric cars, but theirs are the best by any measure of performance or utility. Tesla's long-term profits over short-term. Tesla will definitely expand everywhere. Elon Musk said so during the earnings call. He expects to build 4 or 5 more factories at least. His latest, and if he said California or Texas, he likely means Texas, will deserve the name Terafactory. Not just a giant, but a wonder, which is what the Greek prefix means. Besides the next metric multiplier, Giga Shanghai might turn into Tera Shanghai, with its expansion plan everyone can see. All this speaks of company building for the long term. To Tesla, profit is a means to the end, and in his case, a tool for growth. Now there are some words of caution. Some words of caution are in order here. Why? First, Giga Shanghai or Tera Shanghai faces a constant threat of nationalization. It does, after all, lie within the People's Republic of China. As long as the Central Committee feels that this firm of foreigners can help them deal with their own pollution problem, they'll leave Tesla alone. But one wonders whether they are fattening the calf for the kill. This consideration goes double when the President of the United States now accuses the regime with or without justice, or tailoring, incubating, and accidentally or intentionally releasing a dangerous pathogen into the world community, and keeping quiet about the danger until it was far too late to contain. The regime might now nationalize Giga Shanghai out of sheer spite. Germany in conflict of interest. Giga Berlin or Giga Brandenburg faces its own problem, the delay. This commentator expects someone at Tesla to lose his job over the failure to recognize in advance the first, poor land quality that now requires pile driving for a proper foundation, and second, existence of a relatively shallow water table. So now Tesla has to refile for its building permit and must sit on its land for the rest of the year. The pathogen, which shall remain nameless, is a lame excuse. Surely the Brandenburg could pass a law to permit telehearing if its members so desired. Now the permit trap. As if these considerations weren't dire enough, Germany has a conflict of interest. It has Volkswagen and BMW. Both companies, one can be sure, donate heavily to campaigns of local officials and Bundestag members. At least one pair of influence already have suggested that Tesla should have scouted for land in Poland, not in Germany. Giga Warsaw, Giga Gdansk. As it is, Volkswagen and BMW donors might be planning to delay their decision, then abruptly deny the permit, and under German law, Tesla must then replant all these trees they chop down and tear up the roads they build. Now let's talk about stress on the founder of Tesla. These considerations, plus the frustrating reluctance, to say the least, of Governor Gavin Newsom, Democrat from California, to reopen his state for business, no doubt are laying psychological stress on Elon Musk. His tweets about selling his possessions indicate he now has a personal stressor besides. Perhaps that explains why he lost his temper and started sounding off like Sink of the Amistad. And why the tweets that Tesla stock has too high a price during the trading session. But does Elon have a point? Let's not talk about that. Or at least, does Elon have a method to his searing madness? Tweeting that the stock price is too high might serve to shake out the swing traders. We know that Elon does not suffer fools gladly, so he wants to attract a cadre of investors who will buy and hold. If he had reason to believe that Chinese investors were buying his stock on the sly, perhaps he wanted to shake them out too. Would that make him a patriot? No, it would make him prudent. He would rather have investors willing to ride with him to victory, not second-guess every one he makes, or shut him down to spite the world like the villains of the motion picture The Naked Gun. He might also want to shake his girlfriend loose before he qualifies for a lot of stock options. Might not progressive court regard that as community property also? We don't know. Tesla Fremont as Amistad. In protesting the continued stay-at-home orders, Elon Musk actually joins a protest long in the making. Having furnished the ventilators in New York State, Elon can know firsthand whether the situation with the pathogen, that shall be remained nameless, is far less dire than certain political officials describe it. Surely he also is familiar with the experience of the Kingdom of Sweden and the United States of South Dakota and 8 of other states. Officials there never issue a stay-home order. Whether their cumulative per capita mortalities or will be higher than those of the regions is in dispute. What might not be in dispute is that flattening or prevalence curve does not less the area under it. So the epidemic cycle goes on longer, and now certain officials and rival billionaires want him to wait 18 more months to reopen. Elon Musk have had visions of all his suppliers going bankrupt. No wonder he is angry. Remember now what one said, but one does. Actually, remember not what one says, but what one does. To quote one more influencer, look not at what the founder of Tesla says, but what the company does. Tesla is still doing great things and is poised to do greater things. Its stock is still good buy for holding and might become a better buy. In any event, it is the company of the future. Nothing will stop it. To be honest, I don't know nothing if there is nothing to stop it. I know there are greater forces, but this was the story by Terry Hurlbut, and this is Armen Harayan. Armen Harayan does not, which is me, I do not hold any positions in stock. I'm not in the stock market, and I'm not a stock trader or investors. Well, friends, thanks for listening. Do have a wonderful day, and look forward for our next reports coming today, and I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful day, and God bless you.